again from JASBO'S Simple Art. I hope you've been enjoying our little series here. Today I'm going to finish the rustic barn. I'm just going to fill in, you know, the little extras. If we have enough time, I might stop or start our next project, which I believe I'm going to do something for Christmas. But first of all, we're going to finish this. I'm going to finish this right here. I'm going to add some more to the tree. Add a little bit more to this. I don't really like that. And try to do something different here with the trees. And of course, the foreground. There's quite a bit left to do, and I hope you stay in there with me. So first of all, what I'm going to do, I'm going to start working on this fence again. I'm going to take my light gray, of course, if I can get it to open up. Gray sky. There it goes. So I don't need much of that. And I'm going to use my darker gray. I'm going to try to blend these together so I can continue with the fence I had here. Find the correct brush again. I'm going to use a little bit of this the dark to get me started up around the black. I don't believe the black's gonna phase in today because basically it won't blend because it's dry. So what I need to do is just start a little bit more of this black. Remember this time to open it upside down. Last time it went everywhere. Okay. Hope you all had a good Thanksgiving. It was pretty quiet here. But nice yet anyway. Starting to blend pretty good. So all you have to do is just keep working with these to make them blend till you get it where you want it. So I'm almost there now with this one. I'm still going to take a little bit of the black and just give me some rough areas. Oops, a little bit too much. That's okay. We can get beyond too much. Do a little bit of that darker gray going here so I don't have too much perfect going. I believe that I've created a little situation here that I didn't mean to create. So I'm going to work on that a little bit. There we go. That's not too bad. put a little bit more of this white, or this light gray. Remember, I'm still dealing with the sunshine on one side, so I need to keep that lighter. Now we're going to move over to this one. Start off with my dark gray. Now I've got a lot more black here than I usually will want. That's okay. We're gonna figure that one out. And my little friend has come back again. She's looking for me. I don't get too far from her. She spent the morning outside, so I'm surprised that she's actually coming after me right now to give her some attention. But cats will be cats. Need a little bit more of that black put in there. My black is running a little thin here on this edge. As much as I had there, I overcame it a little too much. Now I have to put it back in. Try to get that back in anyway. There, it's going better now. Still need to get my little streaking in on the side here. Wood grain won't give you an even look all the time, so you need to really be careful on your colors. A little bit too much. Uh-oh, I went a little wide. Oh no. Try to blend these a little bit better. There we go. That's acceptable. I need a little defining black right here, just a tad. Find the edge a little bit. And I believe I really messed this up over here. I really got out of the border. I'm not liking it at all. Trying to add a little feature in the top to make it look like it's round in the top. Just a touch. Well, that was too much. Probably should have done that with the fine tip. We'll blend that back in. Get down. I think my visitor's getting a little too close. Okay. I think we have these to where it's sufficient. Now I'm going to start in with the boards. I almost forgot them. Don't want to forget the boards. I need to actually add a little of this to start. Need a little division where the board is actually at. Okay, good enough. We'll start off with this darker gray. I'm going to get all my dark gray on first, and then I'm going to come back and work on that lighter grays and possibly the black. I think I can do the shadowing a little bit better. Need to cover this up just a tad. The bottom black is just a little bit too much. Of course, that makes a fat wavy board, which I really don't like. But we might even play a little game here with that. The game is we might just bring a bow down to this board. We're not looking for perfection because it is an old farm. To do that, I need to be very careful with the black. That's not real bad. It's not real good either. I need to work on this upper bit here, but I'll get that probably with the grass in the foreground. I'll take this lighter color, now that I've got that black up there, I'm going to even it out. Try to even it out. I'm not too worried about the bottom because, as you can see here, the bottoms are always covered up. I'm more worried about this up here at the top. And that is the hard, tricky part that I'm trying to get. Because I made the board way too fat. I need to reduce that. Okay. Try to decide. I'm going to bring a little action into this, you might say. I think I'm just going to bring my fine tip back into the story here, if I can find it. Aha! Of course, I have plenty of tips over here on the side. But I want to bring in just those little streaks, just to make it look a little bit more 3D. I don't like the way the blending is here. I think I need to go back over that quite a bit. Take my darker brown, try to blend this little black streaks in now. And they'll create their own. Which looks a lot better that way. Trying to get some more of this white in. This light gray, I should say. Okay, I've got that sufficient. Except for the bottom here, I do not like it. I tried to put this bow in there. I'm not sure if it's working. I need to do something about this up here with the browns and what have you, but I'll get to that after I get this board structure made. And get some of that little black to blend in, if I can. Just a tad here and there. What that does, it gives an appearance of age. Okay. I think on that one, maybe I'm going to put a little bit more, maybe a little bit more of the dark gray. It still looks a little brilliant to me. I need to tone that down. Okay, that's not bad there. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not even going to do these side ones because when I put a frame on this, that's going to be covered. I might do just a tad of it, just to give me a little guarantee. And we're going to go back with some of this black to get the dimension of the post back into the picture. There we pretty much have the fence. Well, nope. Take that back. Still got to do that top post, which I never did complete that yet. I just put on the top layers. Almost gave up too soon there, didn't I? The top board, I should say, not post. Top board. That I'm going to leave. Kind of like where it's at. I could be a perfectionist, spend way too much time, which I'm trying to keep from doing. And it's so easy to do that. It's very easy to be a perfectionist on these things. Let's see. No, okay. I thought I had another brush to do this grass, but I don't. I'm going to bring out my grass colors again. There's the yellow-green, or green-yellow, whatever it's called, yellow-green. And I believe I started bringing a little bit of this out last time. This is that caramel color. I'm going to keep it separate. I don't want to get it confused. My yellow ochre, which I did buy a few more colors yesterday, but I did not get any more yellow ochre. I keep forgetting. It's so close to that caramel color that I've been using. It has a little bit more clarity of the color than the yellow ochre. Now, if you remember the other day, we were talking about making path, like wheel paths. That's still kind of my thought here. As I start drawing in the grasses again. I'm just going to keep on continuing this upward and outward. Whoa, something happened there. I'm not liking the brush selection. Don't like that brush selection either. Okay. Try a thinner brush. That's a little bit better. we don't want to keep this too much in a row. Okay, I'm going to switch over, do a little bit of this light green, but not green yellow. I forgot the foliage green. I need to get that going too. I know I forgot something. So I really don't want to do too much of that particular color right there. Foliage green is right here. Go. Let's go over here and take care of this ugly board bottom that I don't like. Oh, I really dabbed that in there. I'm going to blend this in the big old board bow. And by doing that, I've created another spot to start filling in with grass. But now this grass is going to be smaller because it is farther away. This is the last in this series. Hopefully I can get it done with the amount of time I give myself. I don't like to keep anybody over an hour. I'm hoping to get it done early so that I can show you my next little project, a little Christmas project that I just dreamed up in my head the other day. I've never done it before. I'm not even sure if it's possible that I can do it. I'm just going to try it. And if I fail, well, I fail. And you'll see firsthand how I fail. So if you're heavily into art, or wanting to get into art, you'll know the things not to do. I don't mind failing. You notice here I'm putting a little pressure on my brush. By doing that, it keeps it clear in the middle and brings up edges, two edges, so it's like I'm getting two grass blades for one. So I can't really do that up here too well. This is smaller grass. Okay, now I'm going to come back in with this lighter green. Don't want to forget it's out here. This is fall. We're getting all sorts of colors in fall. I want to continue that on out. Maybe bring my grass together again. It doesn't have to be a perfect lane because it is growing up in weeds. I'm doing this heavy because I want the texture to come through. It actually does some separation here for us. A little 3D, you might say. Clean this brush out a little bit. It's starting to get mashed up. I'm not getting my tip anymore like I want it. Oops. Well, that one a little bit streaky, but that's all right. We've got ways of fixing that. Ooh, it's a lot of green. I'm going to go up here and catch up on this. I could actually paint this all dark green or whatever and then come in with the other colors. I'm mixing two greens together now because I'm going farther into the background. Just little stroke definitions, not much. Could almost dot this and make it look kind of like the grass that you're looking for. Not sure if I want to do that at this point, but pretty shortly. Hope it's coming together for you. It's looking better to me all the time. The more I do. One thing I want to do, I want to add some texture down here. Excuse me, this little rocky road. What I'm going to do is take the lightest gray or brown that I have, which I believe is this one. Warm brown. Oh yeah, I remember I've got two warm browns. I'm going to take this and I'm going to mix it with this grayish light warm gray. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to dot texture in this driveway. This path, road, whatever you want to call it. I don't want to powder puff it though, because they do look kind of, what I mean by powder puff is it looks like somebody just kind of dotted over top. And that's basically what it's doing. I'm not liking this at all. I'm going to get a little bit of this dark gray mixed in. Give it some tone and depth. Possibly that'll pull it out. Boy, this is rough. Trying to figure out how to get the right combination of colors. So far I'm liking the darker gray and the warm brown. They seem to be doing the best job for me. So close to the color that's already there, it's just kind of breaking it up for me. Which is kind of what I want. Not sure if you can see that on camera there or not, but it's adding a little texture. to my little road here. I have this on there, and I'm going to come back with the gray. I'll put a little spot of white every once in a while, because that'll kind of look like there's a little bit of, well, it's not white, light gray. Kind of look like it's a little rock in the road. And I hope this isn't boring for you. This is just some of the touches that I need to make. Just to make this pop a little bit. And I'm using heavy paint because I'm trying to get that texture. Kind of important for this. Now here I'm just going to kind of just blend it in, because you're actually going into the barn. You're getting into the shadow of the barn a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to take a little bit of this white, keep adding the little rocks here and there. What I'm going to do is come back with that darker gray, go over top of it to give it texture. I believe we have just about completed the driveway. Close enough for my concerns. What I want to do out here is lessen this just a little bit. I want to just, I think I'm just going to finish that off in grass. I don't think there's a reason to keep going that way with the road. Again, in any painting, this or any painting, you want to let your imagination take off with you. I mean, this is one time you want it to take off with you. is because in your imagination's eye, you might say, as people seem to say a lot, you can envision what you're after here totally. And you can kind of develop your own story, you might say, as you go. The fun part is back here. Because there you really have to shrink the grasses down. You got to make it kind of blend. And sometimes the best way to do that, I'm going to get my foreground color on first, but sometimes the best way to do that is to just paint a solid like I did over here, and just come in back with your brush strokes. Because you don't want to make it look like it's not 3D. It's the same range as what you've got in the foreground. Giving it a little texture here, not a lot, but a little. The texture you get from here catches light and actually gives it depth. Well, as I said the other day, painting in grass can be tedious. It can really make it or break the picture. I'm hoping it makes the picture. It doesn't break it. That's my hope. Add a few little design. Got too much paint on there and I'm blurring it. And that's not good. I'll break that up. You got to remember to take smaller brush strokes too. And that's always hard for me to do. I just want to swipe it on there, get it over with. Try to blend that in a little bit more. And we'll get over here to the tree. We're going to have to do something totally different there. $100% different. I'm hoping you're enjoying this still, that I haven't lost you in, sorry, my friend, that I haven't lost you in everything we're doing here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to kind of fence wash, you might say, but first of all, I just noticed another place I'm lacking. I need to get rid of this foreground. Get it completely out of my system. I'm also going to add some of this light gray to this tree over here that I really not enjoying. Whatsoever. Not sure if that gives them more life or more death. Keep going for the wrong gray. Kind of almost makes it disappear in behind the barn just a little bit. That's a little bit better. Not a lot, but a little bit. I need to define that edge a little bit more. That's good enough. Okay. Now this little beauty over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually bring in some more brush, you might say. This is when you have to sit back and you got to think, okay, what do I need to do to really bring this about? One thing I need to do is bring a row of trees back through here, way off. I mean, they're going to look like they're way back in the boonies. Another thing I need to do is bring one individual tree out a little bit more in focus here. But what I think I'm going to do next, I'm going to take my broad brush, whenever this is, do I have it out? No, I don't. I'll take my broad brush. I'm going to get a lot of that forest green. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a background back here. The brown is not exactly what we're looking for, since we have a green foreground. I'll change this to where it fits better. Now, one thing I want to do, I want to darken this down a little bit. If I can find, there it is. The reason why I want to darken it down is we don't want it taking over the picture and being brighter than the foreground. Although, as we get down here, we do want to get it brighter again. I want to keep my brush strokes consistent here. Try to fit it around the tree. Because I want those brush strokes in here. But I don't want it to overlap the tree. Going from that direction, I probably will. If I do, I can actually come back and fix that. Being very careful not to go over these posts or the wood, because I'd prefer not going back over that. Uh-oh, I just let it slip down below. So I've got a little bit there to do. I want to get a little bit more green. I'll show you what I'm going to do to create the grass. Now, as you can see how that's progressed there, also need to come in here. I'm just going to put it solid now. I can come back with the grass if I want to later. I don't know why, but I think the green actually helped the whole picture. I'm trying to get in here and close as I can to what we've got going on here without destroying it. Like I said, I've got ways that I'm thinking on how to fix that. Okay, now that we've got that done, I'm going to come back and I'm going to fix in the mess there. Okay. I've got some the orange that I like. And I believe it was the yellow. I don't know which yellow it was. The darker yellow or the lighter yellow. Okay, now if I remember right, we used this tip to form all these leaves. I think I did down here too, but I'm not sure. But I'm just gonna keep on dabbing this, brighten it up some also. Okay, that's starting to hide a little bit of that now and starting to develop into a fairly nice bush. I'm going to take this out here and extend it a little farther. And probably this one. I don't want it to look too symmetrical. Okay, now we can see where that went to. See, also, we're going to finish this off by doing the same. What I'm doing here by doing this, the brighter colors, leaving the darker colors in the background, gives it that 3D. Your dark colors will always be in the background. Yeah, I'm letting my imagination run away with me here. Okay, now we've kind of helped out a little bit. I don't want to go, like I said before, I don't want to go too far into that. But what I need to do now, and this is a tricky part, I want to make something become more obvious here. And I want to play it into this tree limb right here. And how I'm going to do that, I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I'll start with a shape. I'm going to go down from there. If I bring in some of this lighter green, maybe I can figure out where it's going to go to. Lighter green because it will go with the background. Okay, now let's see if we can't blend in some colors here to make this pop. I think what I'm going to have to do is bring a lot of that yellow into the picture to show some definition of its size, its kind, because I don't want it to get too muddied, and that's what I'm afraid it's going to do, get very muddied. So I'm going to bring in this bright yellow. I'm not sure if I can bring this definition out. I'm really not sure. It might not even be possible. I just wanted to try. But I don't believe it's going to hurt our fall colors whatsoever. Even if it doesn't work. We're getting kind of modelly in the center, and I don't like that. I believe we're going to have to go back to our original. I think that still qualifies in the original. But I do want some very dark green, and I believe this is still viable. This is one of my old colors. Ooh! Needs a little shaking up. I may have turned to water. But I'm just wondering if it's even acrylic. Because I think it has all just turned to water. Pretty much. I don't think we want that. I'll try to dab a little on there. Give it a little extra dimension. Now let's go back over that. My original colors, which were, where are they? Did I use them all? Okay, I think we've got some definition of color there now. I don't think I'm gonna, oops, I need to get rid of this down here. Before I forget. Let's see, where's that horrible looking color? Well, I can't find my orange, so I'm gonna bring some more out, of course. Probably way too much again. Okay, now I'm not going to do too much with this one. I kind of like it like it is. It's a little shallower. It doesn't really have the definition and the dimension that I like. But I don't want to overkill here. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to bring in my little fall tree line. And remember, this is pretty much in the background. Okay, now I need to bring in another color besides that. So let's bring in that yellow that we like. We're just going to dab it here and there. This is actually one of the easier parts of this painting. Too much right here. Okay, now we've got a lot of color in this, a whole lot of color in this. My question is, should I bring this down farther or just let it go as that? It's a big question. I think what I should do is bring it down farther here, kind of half and half it. It looks like it's rounding the corner. That's not bad. I might just go with it there. I need a little bit more orange down here because it's got out of hand. When it's too round, it doesn't look as good. Okay. Now, what you're supposed to do, I guess I'm going to have to do it. I really don't want to. But just so I can show you the real way of doing this, you're always supposed to put some black or something in there as tree trunks. So what I do is I just draw a line. Just a little notch here and there. I don't see what the big deal about this is, but that's what they say you're supposed to do. So I do it. It does give it a little bit of dimension when you do that. Okay. Now the only thing else I can see I need to do, maybe add some more to this roof line here. I don't like the roof line. I'm just not sure if I really want to at this point. I might extend it a little bit. It's hard to do this with wet paint. Uh-oh. Wet paint. What happens? I believe it's going to work because that is side against the sun. Now originally I was going to lighten up. I talked about that last time. I was going to lighten this up in here. I really don't want to go there. I think I'm going to leave it. That's a hard job to do. Because it's dry. I can do that. I proved I could do it over here on the fence. but I think I'm just going to leave it go. I'm not going to go crazy on the rest of this painting. I'm afraid of overdoing the painting. So with that, I'm ignoring this because I really want to do some more of that. But with this, I'm going to say this painting's done. I'm hoping you're enjoying it. I hope you like the painting. I'll turn it more toward you. I hope you like it. And like I said, I was going to, I forgot to add one thing here while I'm thinking of it. I was going to start a Christmas holiday picture today. That might turn out to be tomorrow. Need to add a little acoustics to this tree. A little dimension. So hang on there with me just a little bit. And we'll get this done. Okay, that's all I'm going to do to that. The other thing I was going to do was show you how I'm going to do the grass design here. Even though it's not that big a deal. If I can find my green again. What I do is I just take a simple brush and just dash it. Just make a few marks here and there. And that's basically it. Just so you can see that it doesn't dead in there, that it does have some dimension, it has something going on. Okay, I keep trying to ignore this. I want to keep going with it. But I think I'm going to stop boring you with one painting. We're going to let that go. Someday I may pick this up and do that again, but right now, it's not in the cards for me. I want to go on and do something else and something bigger. So, watch tomorrow. We'll start doing the Christmas scene. Thank you for watching today on JASBO'S Simple Art. Thank you.